Welcome to Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Abby Peel, and this is our final week of our show, coming to you from a unique location of Sprinledge Farm in the heart of New London. This week, we're here at Sprinledge Farm to hear more from Greg Berger about what's fresh and still coming this growing season. Ashlee Rowley will give us a heads up on the return of the Food Truck Festival after a COVID year hiatus. And we'll get another installment of the Lake Sunapee Region VNA's 50th Anniversary History Project. And we'll close with Bruce McCloy, who will tell us about a world-class sailing competition coming to our Lake Sunapee in 2022. Don't go away, because you won't want to miss this week's edition of Yankee Chronicle. We'll be right back.
At H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, we sell, install, tune, and repair heating and cooling systems and deliver your fuel oil and propane. But we're much more. Now is the time to protect yourself from the potential rising costs of fuel. The H.R. Clough Smart Pay Plan offers you the very best price. Call and talk to one of the expert staff about the right plan for you and your home. Call the H.R. Clough Company today. Over 4 generations of local ownership and dependable service.
There's a big difference between a big box store and a LaValle Middleton building supply.
When you're a local store, you need to compete with the bigger chains. So we've combined our purchasing power with over 300 independent lumberyard and home centers, and we've passed those savings on to you.
Our customers have grown up with our stores, and now their kids are shopping here with our kids.
We have everything you need for any home improvement project you can think of.
And the possibilities are endless.
If we had a motto, it would be neighbors helping neighbors build a community.
Welcome back to Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Abby Peel, coming to you from the beautiful Sprinledge Farm here on Main Street in New London. And I'm now joined by owner Greg Berger. Hi, Greg.
Hi, Abby.
Thank you for being our host these last 2 weeks. It's always fun to come and visit you.
Yes, thanks for coming.
It's a blast. So let's talk about plants. I know I come here and I say I have some place that needs something with a lot of sun or it can have a lot of height. And you have just about everything, but also very knowledgeable staff that will help me find those things I need.
Yes, that's what we try, and that's what we're here for, to talk with, we love gardening and we love plants, so we want to talk to you about your gardens, and
cool.
You know, maybe we'll throw in something about our gardens and stuff like that. But
That's good, yeah.
It's fun to talk about, and we try and carry a wide range of everything from herbs to blueberry plants, to shrubs, perennials, annuals, hanging baskets. And this year actually has been very popular with houseplants over the last couple of years, actually.
Interesting.
Yeah, houseplants, succulents, things that people can bring inside. I think there's a lot of talk about how it calms you down, and it just is good for the air inside. So
houseplants are always tough because you have to remember to water them, whereas Mother Nature can handle the outside a lot of the time. So I like to say my houseplants are average. They're the ones, but at least you can come here and get a sense of what you have, and you can help say, okay, this one needs a lot of sunlight. This is how you take care of this one. I particularly like the ones that you can water it every so often.
Right. Yes, that's always good. And we have some plants that do really well outside in the summer, and then come fall, you can bring them in and treat them a little better, and they'll be fine for you all winter. So then you don't have to buy another one, and you've got that nice plant. And if you can survive till next spring,
okay, I think I'm up for the challenge. We'll see how it goes. Let's talk about fall. We're moving right along in this crazy summer that we've had. What are you looking at for fall here at Sprinledge?
Well, fall is actually when the fall harvest is bigger than what we're harvesting right now in late July and early August. So that's everything that we currently have. Tomatoes, sweet corn. We'll have some fall strawberries, actually. So we have those every day at the farm stand. Fall cut flowers, they just continue on. And then we start getting more and more of the carrots and the potatoes and root crops. Broccolis, cole crops, things like that. So it takes what we're starting to really get into now and just puts it at that next level, so we have a lot of material and a lot of produce.
That's amazing. And this farm stand that we're right near is new as of last year for COVID, but it's worked well and you've kept it going. And does that stay through the fall?
Yeah, we have a tent just outside our existing farm stand, and that helps us spread things out. It's a little nicer. It's more of a farmer's market feel too.
Yes, I like it.
So we'll have that until about the 1st of October.
Great.
Then it's coming down, and it probably will move over to another spot. But we'll still have, doesn't mean the produce will stop. It's always available. Yeah.
Not to talk about that white stuff that falls from the sky, but I always love driving past here at Christmas because of all the Christmas trees, and you have these fun lights. And is that the plan again this year, to always bring Christmas trees?
Yes, we'll have lots of New Hampshire grown Christmas trees. We make wreaths here, and we'll continue. We do a lot with fall greens. So there's some greens like spinach and certain lettuces that you can grow almost all year round if you know how to do it.
Interesting.
So we're ramped up for that, and that's the kind of stuff we have to plan on right now so that it's ready for through the Christmas season. Yeah. And
that's an interesting point too, because you think, okay, your time ends, in the fall when it gets cold and there's a frost, but there's a lot of pre-planning that you have to do over the winter to be ready for next spring.
Yes, we're always kind of a season ahead. Yeah,
right.
But we still want to make sure we have a little time to take a breath. And
so you're thinking fall right now, whereas we're like, just give us a stretch of sunny weather.
Yeah, we are thinking fall, but we would love a stretch of sunny weather.
I bet you would. And before I let you go, any big plans happening here at Sprinledge Farm coming up?
Well, this year is the first year we've been growing on what we call the Messer fields.
Right, new to you.
Yeah, new to us, which we're leasing from Osmond Sargent Land Trust. They had a big campaign last year and raised enough money to purchase that, and that'll be under conservation, so it'll always be a field with a beautiful view of Kearsarge. And that's literally, it abuts our property, so it's right up the road. We have we have ideas we're going to plant a bunch of garlic up there.
Cool, yeah.
And we do cover crop rotations, and so it's just given us a lot of flexibility with keeping the soil healthy.
And more space.
Yes.
How many acres up there for you to grow on?
We're growing on about 8 acres.
Wow,
up there,
that's fantastic.
Which is, we're a small little farm here in New Hampshire. It's hard to find 8 acres.
I always love when your tractors are headed up and down Main Street, and I know, okay, they're headed to one spot to pick something up, so that's really exciting to have. Greg, thank you for hosting us as always. Every summer we love coming to see you here at Sprinledge Farm, and it's just a beautiful place for us to shoot.
Well, thank you. Thanks for coming by. See you soon.
Yes, thank you. One of the fun and successful events that only had one edition and was put in COVID hibernation returns this year. Stay tuned when Ashlee Rowley will bring us up to date on some yum plans. But first, these words from some of the good folks that make your Yankee Chronicle possible.
At H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, we sell, install, tune, and repair heating and cooling systems and deliver your fuel oil and propane. But we're much more. With more frequent major weather events, don't say again, I should have installed a generator. H.R. Clough provides the best home generator systems available from Generac. Our highly trained personnel provide you a complete turnkey installation. For a free estimate, call the H.R. Clough Company today. Over 4 generations of local ownership and dependable service.
Simple solutions in a challenging world. Let Echo Communications make your life simpler. From the beginning, creating design through the commercial print process and ending with custom mailing, all easily coordinated in one place. Echo Communications provides simple solutions in a challenging world. One place, many solutions. Learn more at echocominc.com.
At H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, we sell, install, tune, and repair heating and cooling systems and deliver your fuel oil and propane. But we're much more. Now is the time to have a highly trained H.R. Clough technician perform an annual maintenance and inspection of your gas or oil system to help you avoid a failure in the dead of winter. Call now to set up an appointment. Call the H.R. Clough Company today. Over 4 generations of local ownership and dependable service.
Chamber Member Feature is brought to you by North Cape Design and Build, a world-class design build partner committed to enhancing our local community. Now, Ashlee Rowley.
Hello, welcome to our Chamber Member Feature. We are here with Jerry from the New London Rotary Club. Hi, Jerry.
Hello, Ashlee. Good to see you again.
It's a little bit of an overcast day, but we are looking forward to a big event that's coming up in September.
Yes, it's going to be the Rotary's New London Food Truck Festival, and it's going to be on Sunday, September the 26th, right here on the green in New London, starting at 12 noon and going to about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And we have, thanks to your help and other people in the chamber, 10 food trucks all lined up for that day.
Awesome. Now this happened in 2019, correct?
That's correct. And we had a beautiful day on that September day in 2019. We're praying for another beautiful day, and we thought we might have 1,000 people at the most, but we had close to 1,500 people, and it really kind of exceeded our demand. And
right.
Everybody seemed to have a nice time at that event. So.
I remember the event in 2019. There were lots of people. Everyone was out. The day was gorgeous. There was also a beer tent, correct?
Correct, and that beer tent's going to return. It's going to be operated by Salt Hill Pub.
Oh, okay, perfect.
And they have a fine selection of beers, craft beers, etc. And we're very pleased that they can come back and help us out.
Excellent. Now, live music. That's always a big event draw.
It's going to be Peabody's Coltrane, which was here on the green a couple weeks ago, and they have a nice band with David Anderson and people like Jason Tesler, and it's going to be a very nice play. They played in Sunapee, they played in New London, and they're a very popular band. Blues and bluegrass. Something will be different this year. We're going to have a tent, and we're going to have tables and chairs inside. That was a comment that we received last time. But we want to have a tent so people can sit down and enjoy their food and beverage.
All right. The other thing that I wanted to ask too was, how can people buy tickets to the event?
Well, there's two ways to do it. Primarily, we encourage people to go online to the chamber and go to the chamber website and actually look for the Food Truck Festival, click on registration, sign in. They can pay their $8 fee or $5 for children.
Okay, so it's $8 per adult?
For adults, $5 for children, 5 and above, 5 to 13.
Okay.
Or they could pay the day of, but we would encourage people to pre-register so we have an idea of how many people might come.
Right. It's always helpful to have that list ahead of time so we know what we're looking for. The other thing was I know in 2019 people had questions about the paying of the fee ahead of time and then going to each of the trucks.
Yes.
And the trucks are there and they are providing their food at price value.
Right.
But what does the admission fee go towards?
Well, basically it goes to support the New London Rotary Charitable Foundation, which supports education, scholarships, literacy program, and gifts to nonprofits. And this is a major fundraiser for us. We don't take any administrative fee for this. All the funds that we raise after expenses, and we do have a lot of expenses with the tent and with the band and other things, go right back to the community in terms of educational grants.
So this is a community event, but it's also a fundraising event for the Rotary Club.
Correct.
Wonderful.
And what happened in 2020, I thought it was a great idea to bring the community together, and everybody said, oh, it was good to see our neighbors, our friends, and people like that. So I think people really appreciated it in 2019. I think they kind of missed it last year with 2020.
I would agree. There were a lot of people who called asking questions about it. When is it going to be? What's the date? Can I save it on my calendar? And now that we're in 2021, I mean, it's going to be an exciting day.
Yeah. One cautionary item I do want to mention is we will follow CDC guidelines in effect at that time, which I would assume involves social distancing to a degree. It's going to be an outdoor event. Hopefully we don't have to wear masks, but if CDC recommends certain precautions, we'll take those precautions. But we want to be very cautious that we watch out for the health and safety of everybody.
Right, all the participants, right? That would make the most sense. But a community event, looking forward to it. And honestly, the Rotary Club does fantastic work in our community, so it's great to be able to see it, here on the town green. It's going to be a really great day. The weather's going to be great. The food's going to be fantastic. The music's going to be great, and I'm sure it's going to be really well attended.
I think weather will be a big asset in terms of encouraging the participation.
Right. All right. Just remember the New London Food Truck Festival on Sunday, September 26th from noon till 4 p.m. right here on the New London Town Green. Really looking forward to it. If you're looking for tickets, head to LakeSunapeeRegionChamber.com. Look for the Food Truck Festival poster and graphic, and you'll be able to connect to register and buy your admission tickets today.
Thank you, Ashlee and North Cape Design Build, for bringing us these chamber member segments. Food is always fun. There is so much to celebrate yet this summer, and one belated celebration is the 50th anniversary of the Lake Sunapee Region VNA and Hospice. When we return, we'll have another installment of their history project. But first, let's celebrate these supporters of your Yankee Chronicle.
Warner's Main Street Bookends has been your community bookstore since 1998 and voted Yankee Magazine's Editor's Pick must-see bookstore. Bookends is a full-service store offering a huge selection of current fiction and nonfiction with children's book selection, toys, and games. Bookends has a huge card selection for all occasions, along with Main Street Marketplace and Gallery in the attached barn. 100% solar, Main Street Bookends of Warner is building your community one book at a time.
At H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, we sell, install, tune, and repair heating and cooling systems and deliver your fuel oil and propane. But we're much more. H.R. Clough installs water conditioning systems to purify your water and add life to your hot water heating system. Now is the perfect time for one of our expert staff to evaluate your needs. For a free estimate, call H.R. Clough today. Over 4 generations of local ownership and dependable service.
There's a big difference between a big box store and a LaValle Middleton building supply.
When you're a local store, you need to compete with the bigger chains. So we've combined our purchasing power with over 300 independent lumberyard and home centers, and we've passed those savings on to you.
Our customers have grown up with our stores, and now their kids are shopping here with our kids.
We have everything you need for any home improvement project you can think of.
And the possibilities are endless.
If we had a motto, it would be neighbors helping neighbors build a community.
We moved up here in the fall of 1972, and I had been a nurse for a few years at that point and wanted to make sure that I maintained my nursing license, and always had a passion for home care and hospice starting back when I was in college. So I naturally gravitated to the VNA, and lo and behold, it was a fairly new organization at that time. There was one full-time nurse and an administrator and some support staff and a small board. And so in late 1973, I was hired as a part-time staff nurse. In 1979, I became director of home care and hospice and maternal and child health. And in that interim, that initial full-time nurse had retired, and we hired a young, energetic and vibrant woman named Tanya Wilkie, and she came on board. Tanya had a very strong pediatric background, and so she was eager to get the VNA involved in some pediatric care. Then we hired another great, energetic young woman named Jan Saylor, and she eventually took over the maternal and child health program, and I became supervisor of more of the adult programs. Then in 1990, there was a new CEO, and I was hired at the time as vice president of clinical operations to really foster positive relationships with the physicians and the local hospitals and other agencies. And then in 1997, I was approached by one of the board members to become CEO, and I was CEO from 1997 to 2008. Well Child Clinic, as I mentioned, evolved because there was a need in the community. And I guess just backtracking for a second, one of the things that I think is most outstanding about this agency is that both the board and the staff have continually done everything they could to meet the needs of the community. Well Child Clinic was a response to a need for children who were not getting their usual preventive health care, especially from 0 to 6, and we all know that that's a really key time when attention to both their normal growth and development is so important. Another example of evolving to meet the needs is the Good Day Rescue respite program, and that's meant to help give some relief to families who are caring for loved ones suffering from Alzheimer's disease and other types of dementia, and that can be terribly stressful on the caregivers. So we began the Kearsarge Good Day Respite Program, and that has now expanded up into the Upper Valley locations as well.
Wow, what a great organization that has been built around the passion and love of so many. When your Yankee Chronicle returns, we'll close with an announcement about the 2022 World Sonar Sailing Championships to take place on our Lake Sunapee. So please stay with us.
At H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, we sell, install, tune, and repair heating and cooling systems and deliver your fuel oil and propane. But we're much more. With more frequent major weather events, don't say again, I should have installed a generator. H.R. Clough provides the best home generator systems available from Generac. Our highly trained personnel provide you a complete turnkey installation. For a free estimate, call the H.R. Clough Company today. Over 4 generations of local ownership and dependable service.
Simple solutions in a challenging world. Let Echo Communications make your life simpler. From the beginning, creating design through the commercial print process and ending with custom mailing, all easily coordinated in one place. Echo Communications provides simple solutions in a challenging world. One place, many solutions. Learn more at echocominc.com.
Many of you know Bruce McCloy as the former marketing director at Mount Sunapee Resort. Bruce is also a sailor and is part of a group bringing a World Sailing Championship to our area. Hi Bruce, tell us more.
The World Sonar Sailing Championships are going to be held on Lake Sunapee in 2022. They're going to be hosted by the Lake Sunapee Yacht Club and presented by the Lake Sunapee Cruising Fleet. And we're going to have racing. The racing will take place June 16th through the 19th, 2022. And we'll have up to 4 races a day out on Lake Sunapee on the upper end of the lake, basically across from the yacht club. There's a sonar behind me here. It's Lake Effect, skippered by Bill Ames, and I told him I'd give him a plug. And they're 23-foot racing sailboats. They were originally designed in 1980 was when they first came out as a racing class sailboat. So for 40 years they've been a racing class sailboat around the world. And they're totally designed for racing. All the controls are right up in the front of the cockpit. And it's going to be some exciting racing. There'll be some skippers from across the country and possibly around the world coming to Lake Sunapee in 2022. Well, the last time they held the championships, the World Championships, were in 2019 out in western New York on one of the Finger Lakes. So there was no racing in 2020. There's been no racing this summer. So this will be the first race in 3 years. So we're expecting anywhere from 25 to 30 boats to travel to Lake Sunapee for the event. Well, the quality of the sailing, I mean, this is the World Championships. It's a very popular racing class. And I have to mention that Brian Doyle, who skippers Renaissance out of the Lake Sunapee Yacht Club, finished second in 2019 out in New York at the World Championship. So he'll be racing this year along with a bunch of other boats from the Lake Sunapee Cruising Fleet. We have 8 or 9 sonars in our fleet, and a number of those will be participating in the World Championship. So we'll have a lot of local people racing, plus some renowned skippers from across the country and hopefully around the world coming to race. Well, they're basically up to 4 races a day. The races take anywhere from 30 to 40 minutes. They set basically an up and back course. It's a kind of an international course set that's used for a lot of racing classes. So the boats will hit the starting line. They'll race upwind, downwind, downwind a number of times on the course, depending on the wind conditions. And then they score the races 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and the cumulative low points for however many races they have. They can have up to 12, 3 a day for 4 days, up to 12 races. They just take the lowest combined score would be the winner of the event. They all start together each race. Okay, well the event's being hosted by the Lake Sunapee Yacht Club, and they have an active racing class of star sailboats, and they race periodically throughout the summer. And it's being presented by the Lake Sunapee cruising fleet. We're basically doing all the work behind the scenes to pull this thing together. And we have 16 boats in our fleet. We have a fleet of sonars, eight or nine sonars are in our fleet, and then we have 8 or 9 boats that are totally different. And the sonars race together in one class, and then the other boats race together in another class with handicapping. And we're out there every Wednesday night, 14 nights over the course of the summer. And then we also race, the cruising fleet races several Sundays. We have 2 races on Sundays afternoons. So we have a lot of, the cruising fleet puts on quite a few races during the course of the summer. Some of the skippers on the boats coming into the area may leave a spot open for a local, because they know the lake, and lake sailing is different than ocean sailing. When you're out in the ocean, the wind pretty much blows out of the same direction at the same strength all the time. When you're on a lake, it's a lot different with the mountains around the lake and the topography and the shifting winds, and the Sunapee Harbor can affect the winds coming out from the west. So it's good to have some local knowledge on your boat. So some skippers or crew from boats in our club and the yacht club may be involved on the boats racing. The racing will take place June 16th through the 19th, 2022, and we'll have up to 4 races a day out on Lake Sunapee, on the upper end of the lake, basically across from the yacht club.
Thanks, Bruce. Next summer is shaping up to be another great season in our Lake Sunapee region. Next week, Yankee Chronicle will be presented by Old Hampshire Designs, building award-winning homes since 1984. We'll go on location for a view of one of their beautiful projects and to hear from Jay Tucker on why the team adheres to a philosophy of honesty, integrity, and detail. Don't miss our Game of the Week, Great Saves from the Past. This week, YCN will feature a 2018 football clash between Burlington and Middlebury. All our games replay at 12 noon and 5 p.m. on Sundays and Mondays on WYCX. And we're gearing up for live football this fall, featuring Kearsarge, Lebanon, and many more local schools. Check out other outside television programs of original shows featuring the most exciting extreme sports, from rock climbing, biking, water sports, and of course skiing. I'm Abby Peel. Join us next week at this same time for another edition of Yankee Chronicle.
At H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, we sell, install, tune, and repair heating and cooling systems and deliver your fuel oil and propane. But we're much more. Now is the time to have a highly trained H.R. Clough technician perform an annual maintenance and inspection of your gas or oil system to help you avoid a failure in the dead of winter. Call now to set up an appointment. Call the H.R. Clough Company today. Over 4 generations of local ownership and dependable service.
Warner's Main Street Bookends has been your community bookstore since 1998 and voted Yankee Magazine's Editor's Pick Must-See Bookstore. Bookends is a full-service store offering a huge selection of current fiction and nonfiction with children's book selection, toys, and games. Bookends has a huge card selection for all occasions, along with Main Street Marketplace and Gallery in the attached barn. 100% solar, Main Street Bookends of Warner is building your community one book at a time.
At H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, we sell, install, tune, and repair heating and cooling systems and deliver your fuel oil and propane. But we're much more. Now is the time to have a highly trained H.R. Clough technician perform an annual maintenance and inspection of your gas or oil system to help you avoid a failure in the dead of winter. Call now to set up an appointment. Call the H.R. Clough Company today. Over 4 generations of local ownership and dependable service.